So the first part will be standing, warming up if you need to, as Mary. You can do a lot of these seated, up to you, whichever one is the right one for you. If you are set, I will have you get up, up, up. I'm Ron, Ageless Balance. Welcome. Let's do this. Let's do this thing. Start with a march, shall we? So we're going to do warm up. A lot of movement in the warm up. And we'll go into seated strength. And from there, we'll do a cool down. So got the whole thing planned already. This is all going to be exciting. If you're ready for it, step out to the outside, bring the arms up over the head, bring them back down. Other side, same thing. Up and back. Stand to the side. Nice wide stance. Bring the arms over the top. We're just stretching out the shoulders right now. We're not going heavy, not going hard. Just letting those muscles warm up, giving those joints a chance to warm up a little bit. Up. Other side out. And back in. We're going to do just a little bit of a skater around to the back. Again, not big. You're concentrating on not moving the hips around. Just that leg in the socket is all that turns. And bring the arms to the front. Stretching out the chest, stretching out the upper back. Upper back. Roll it, roll it. Forward and back, forward and back. And we're going to go into a windmill. Hands out here, like you're a teeter-totter kind of thing. Start out with just bringing the hand around to the hip and back up. Other side, start rotating the shoulder as you do. So coming down towards the knee, working your way down the thigh. Around, tap, and back up. Around. So what's important here? What is important is rotating the shoulders so that you get that movement through the center of the back. The thoracic spine, where all the movement happens. As you're doing this, you can start getting into a little bit of a hip hinge. Butt goes back. Maybe getting just a little bit deeper. Not turning with the rotation, though. So you're not turning the whole torso, hips, everything to the side. Just the shoulders roll. And back up. Down. And back up while you're here, right here. Shoulders rolling, 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 rolling the shoulders. Back, back, back. Little circles. Start out with what's right for you, for your shoulders, for your body. If big circles are right for you, you get right into big circles. Maybe littler circles are the best for your shoulders, then that's what you do. You listen to your body. Everybody is different. Everybody starts at a different place. Everybody starts at a different place on a different day. It's never the same 2 days in a row. Shake that out and go forward. I learned that lifting weights. I used to get so frustrated on those days, or running when I was slower than the day before. It's like, how can this be? Because my body said, no, not today. And it's just something I had to get used to. I read something in a book one time, and they said, you call that miles in the bank. You're just putting miles on to get used to, or to keep running, but it's not going to be a record day by any means. Not every day can be your strongest day ever. All right, next. That was a little bit of advice or wisdom. Shallow squat. Butt out. Not very deep. Knees over the laces of the shoes. And push back up again. Or in my case, the elastic of the shoes. I love elastic in the shoes. It's so nice. Roll the hips. Come on up. I got it into my running shoes and everything. Oh, so much easier than having to tie knots and rabbits, holes and trees and all of that. Back a little deeper. And this time, as you come up, bring the heel up. Down and up. Take your time with it. As you come down, feel your shoulders back. Chest is working, those muscles between the shoulder blades. And then as you come up, that foot starts to come up. Heel to the butt. Down and up. Whoa, what's this? Upper body at the same time? You betcha. We're going to go down, arms forward. As we come up, heel comes up, shoulder blades come back, squeeze it together, and back down. Up. You don't have to go very deep with this, but I really want you to concentrate I'm being over that stationary leg, being on the foot planted firmly into the floor. Ball the foot to the heel, inside to out, up, squeeze it back, and we're good. Shake that out a little bit. Shake it out, shake it out. Next one we're going to do is monster walks. What we're going to work on is the hips again. Up and circle and back down. Alternate up and around. Keep going one direction with both legs. We'll switch up a little later. Just bring that around. Start to feel a little more movement through those hips. Leg goes a little higher, maybe a little farther around. You're just getting a lot of nice movement through there. It's much more smooth than it was before, much smoother. There we go. And back. First time I've ever spoken. And around. All right, take it the opposite direction. Foot back and around to the front. Around and up. Get the arms involved. Use it for balance. Take your time. Get that hip moving. Big moves. And big means what's big for you. So if you started out with really small ones, then you just get a little bit bigger and see how far out you can get without tipping over like I almost did. All right, we're good. Shake it out, shake it out. We're just going to step out to the outside and back in, out and in, hands on the hips, out and in, step out, step in, arms out to the side, roll the shoulder as you step out and bring it back in. Other side, roll the hand, get the shoulder rotating within the socket, bring it back, other side, out and in, out, roll it and bring it in. Get that shoulder out there, really stretch it out. You want to feel the stretch coming through the shoulder itself, through the socket. Don't lean out after it. There's no stretch that comes from that. There's none. Out and back in. Last one. Step out and back in. Keep the legs wide right here. Keep them wide apart. And then bring that heel up to the butt again. Into that heel to butt kicker. Whoa, butt kicker we are at. So what we're doing here is pushing off. Weight comes up on a single leg, moving that leg behind us. And again, elbows back, squeeze and squeeze. Shoulder blades together. Take it back. A couple more times here. We'll do one on this side, one on the other, and we're good. Back to those side to sides. We're going to go 1, 2, and 1, 2. Just like that, back and forth. Step over, step back. So for right now, really concentrate on picking the heel up first, off the ball of the foot, step out. Trailer leg, same thing coming in. Heel first, ball of the foot, bring it in, feet together. Out, out. How wide you go doesn't matter. It's more important that you pick that foot up so that you are working these hip flexor muscles. So when you walk, you are not dragging your feet, around. All right, step wide, go down into a squat and bring it back up in the middle. All right, bring the foot out, nice wide set, butt goes back. As you come up, push and bring it in. Taking the moves we did before, putting them together, making it just a little more intense, a little more fun, a little more challenging. And to be challenging is fun. Out, down, up, and in, out, butt out, back in, and we're good. Arms out to the sides. Small moves backwards. Shoulders are back. All right. Little rotation. Shoulder blades are back, chest is out. So if you're here, work on getting yourself here, getting the chin up, shoulder blades are back, ears over the shoulders, over the hips, over the knees, over the heels. And first thing we're going to do is just small rotations with the shoulders, really small, concentrating on keeping the arms in a straight line. There we go. First day, new mouth. And roll. And back. I remember that as a kid. First day with your new feet, whenever you trip. Kids are funny. Roll and bring it back. Where'd you get your walking license? Sears? No, what is it? Where did you learn to walk? Sears? There's another one. Bring it back. Or Kmart? Blue light special. Bring that shoulder around. Get a little deeper with it. My head just went into memory lane. You got to bring it back. Roll. Get a little bigger. So what we're going to do now is as you come around, raise the heel on that back leg, turning the hip, the socket in that hip around. Other leg stays forward, turning the torso and back to center. Around. Torso goes. This stationary leg, heel, foot, knee, hip, all forward. And bring it around, pivoting off that back foot. Around and back. Feeling it on the outside of the leg. Bring it back one more time. One more time right here. Right here. Here it is. And bring it back. Okay. All right. Tell you what, grab a drink of water. Grab a drink of water, and we will continue on with this movement piece. Just take a break a little bit. Mary, hopefully you've been able to do a number of these. Seated. The next one we're going to do is a set. We're going to do lunges. Lunges we are. Forward and back. One side only. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Forward and back. Forward. Remember back leg does the work to hold you upright as you bring that other foot back. Out and back. Right foot is going forward, left arm is going forward. And bring it back. Step and back. Take your time with it. Doesn't have to go fast. Just concentrate on taking your time, lifting the foot, bringing it back. Whoa, falling. Out and in. Out and in. Couple more times. Step out. Step back. Last one. Out and back. Out to the side. Lateral lunge. Knees out. Just little bend in that knee. Butt goes back. And then push back. Come to the center. Out to the side. Back. And center. Opposite arm goes out. And bring it back in. Balance by putting that arm out there. Maybe you can get a little wider with that step out because you've got the arm out there holding you as ballast. Out and in. Last one. Step out and step in. Backwards we go. Beep, beep, beep. Step back and up. My wife does that every time she walks backwards. Beep, 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 beep. Back and up. She's cute. Be back. Step back. All right. So this time we're going to step back. We're going to stay there. Step back. Hold right there. I've got my left foot out front. I'm going to take the right arm and come up over the top. So opposite arm of the leg that's over the top. Bring it up and do a side bend, feeling the stretch all the way up the side. From the hips going up into the shoulder, into the arm. And step forward. Bring the arm down one more time. Stepping back. Shoulder up. Roll it over. And bring it back down. Let's do a half of a clock lunge. So we're going to step forward in that 12 o'clock. Bring it into the middle, back. We're going to go out to the side, changing planes. We go from front to back, to side, and now right straight back. And in, out to the side, step out. Come in, see if you can get a little fancy with it. Out and in, moving the arms at the same time. Yeah. And back, out and back. All right, so this time from forward, we're going to go to 12 o'clock, to 3 o'clock, to 6 o'clock, back to 3, back to 12. One more time. We're at 12, We're at 3. We're at 6, 3, and 12. Okay. We have to do the other side. This side's all stretched out now. Feels really good. This side now feels very tight. So let's get it moving. Out and in, starting with that front lunge, forward lunge, step out, back foot's doing the work, lift, and bring it back in. Out. Off the heel, pick it up, step it back. Take your time with it. Move it, swing it slowly, and set it down. You are in control of that leg. You are in control of your television. From the old, what, Outer Limits or Twilight Zone? Could never figure those two out, which was which. Step forward and step back. Step forward and step back. Out to the side, opposite arm, stretch it out and bring it back in. Out, push, pull back in. Push out, step out, and back. Up and out, up and in. 2 more, and bring it in. Last one. Step up, step out, and bring it in. Reverse, 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 and back. To the middle, to the back. We're going to get a stretch in here. Step back, stay there. Take that opposite arm from that front extended leg. Bring it up over the top. Over the top of the head. Keep the head on the inside of the upper arm. Stretch it out all the way. Feel that stretch going through the ribs, through the hips. And back up one more time. Stepping back, up over the top, over the side. Get that good stretch going. Deep breath in. Get a little extra stretch through the rib cage. Expand the lungs. Exhale and bring it back in. Clock lunge. 12 o'clock. Back to the middle. 3 o'clock. I guess it would be 9 now. 6 o'clock, right straight back. 6 is easy. That's always 6. Out, back in, 12, and back to the side, back in, to the back, and back in. Out, in. This time we're going to go from 12 to 9 to 6, taking your time. See why we worked those hips and warmed them up? Because we had work for them to do. Out and back. And we are good. All right. All right. What are we doing next? Hold on. I don't understand what this is. Got it. Arms up overhead. Sorry, who wrote this anyway? I should know what I'm talking about. All right, take the hands. Start with the torso, rotating the shoulders, not the hips. Knees stay perfectly forward, straight. Hands come down to the hips, right there on the side. Roll the shoulder blades back, going into a hip hinge to the side, coming down to the knee. Take from the knee over to the other side. Roll the shoulders back. Make sure you still got the chest out. And then come up the leg and bring the arms up overhead. So if you can get down deeper than that knee, go for it. Let's go back again. Arms down, shoulder blades back. Hip hinge, butt goes out. As deep as you can go, feeling the hamstring stretch, stop there. Like I can get just below the knee and I'm feeling the stretch happening. Up and back over the top. Bring the arms down, slow, high knee march. Up and up. Take your time, opposite arm, opposite leg. Again, high knee means how high can you go with it? Not can you get as high as I go or as how you think as high as it should go. It's you're taking your time with your knee, your legs, finding your balance, going slow. Arms out to the side. Bring the torso around as you bring the knee up. Roll it back and around and around. 2 more times. 1, 2, buckle your shoe. You're done. Grab your weights. Have a table or something nearby if you can, because we're going to be picking one weight up and down. So We're going to use one weight for some of them. We'll use two weights for the others. I would put them on my chair, but my chair is being used. Oops, I disturbed her slumber. She moved. I had a class the other night, and she was all over. She was with the whole time, and she was laying there like that. And I told the class that if she's the modification, if you're having problems doing the exercise as I'm doing it, follow her lead. And all she did was sit there and sleep. So that wasn't too bad. But then she got up and she took like 5 steps, and I said, okay, look, she's moving. She took like 5 steps and then she plopped right back down again. It's like, okay, she's not anymore. That was short-lived. You ready? That's my story. That's it. Weight up to the chest. One weight. Let's find, whoa, I knocked my bottle over. Let's find our neutral position first. Ear, shoulder, hip. Get the shoulder blades back. And remember, neutral is not with the shoulder blades as far back as they'll go. It's where the shoulders are right underneath the ears. Chin is up, chin is back, and then relaxed. So to get to that middle spot, the best thing to do, the best way to get there is overextend, overdo it, and then just release. And where you end up is where you should be. Normally, that's the case. All right, transition time is over. Let's move into this. Figure eights. So around and back. Circles. Do them small. And this circle will not be unbroken. Around and around. Careful of your shoulders. If you have any pain, slow it down. Make them smaller. Just come around. Now, what we want to do with this is, as you're coming around, knee comes up as the weight's coming up. Knee goes down as the weight's coming down. Up and down. In a march, working the upper and lower body together. Opposite side. Weight goes up to the right. Left knee comes up. Weight goes up to the left. Right knee comes up. And around, around. Hold the core tight. We're doing core exercises here, guys. This is all about the core. Around. Shoulders are going to feel it too. But keeping your back straight, staying in your neutral position is where it's all at. All right, enough of that. Whew, let's take it to the lower body. So if you have your weight on the floor, let's do this. Straddle the weight. We're going to do a hip hinge down to grab the weight. Pick it up, and then bring yourself back up again, pushing through the heels. So what I do way too often is roll and just go down and get it however I can. My head's down low, my back is arched, twisted, and then I come up with that, and it's usually painful for my back. So you want to do that hip hinge down when you set it down, and you want to do that hip hinge when you pick it back up again, just like you would anytime you're setting something down and picking it back up again. All right? That's the thing. 2 weights, sit to stand, roll the shoulder blades back, ears under the shoulders. Let's try this again, ears over the shoulders. Butt out to the edge of the chair, roll the shoulder blades back. You want to stay in that neutral position. Back of the head to the tailbone, a straight line. So we start out with momentum forward by doing that hip hinge. Coming forward, pushing the weight down into the heels, driving up to standing. I actually pick my toes up off the floor so that I don't have the tendency to put the weight into the toes. If my weight is that far forward, go ahead and sit down. If my weight is so far forward that it's in my toes, that means I'm past my center of gravity, my balance point, my tipping point. If the weight is in the toes, I stand a real big chance of going out on my face forward. All right, bring your butt out to the edge of the chair. Walk it out, walk it out, walk it out. And we're going to take doing that momentum hip hinge first, pushing up through the heels to the ball of the foot. Toes are off the floor, drive right straight up through the heels. Back up to the chair and back down again. Nice and slow, nice and soft. No dropping your butt onto the chair and just letting it go. Boom. No good. No boom. No boom. All right, here we go. Edge butt on the edge of the chair. Momentum forward. Drive through the heels. Push yourself up, full standing. Hold without locking out the knees. And back up to the chair. And bring it back down. Get rid of one of your weights. You're not going to need it for right now. Nope, not going to need it. We're going to do a chopper. So back to that, like a figure eight, weight is right in front of the shoulder. And then we're going to bring a crossbody, squeezing the muscles that do the rotation of the torso. So up and around. As you bring it around, get that elbow back as far as it will go so that you can feel these muscles right here, the obliques, do their job. Rotate and bring it back up, working those core muscles, the ever important core muscles, the ones that are involved in every movement we make, every single movement. You know that commercial you have, every kiss begins with K? Every move begins with core. Out and around, up and back. Get that arm back there. Up and back. This time, as you bring the weight down, bring the knee up, kind of cross. So you bring it across, but only by taking the leg straight up and then just rolling it to the outside by kicking the foot out to the opposite side. So it is down and across, up and across. Core. These are core exercises, just so you know. Working the lower abs and the obliques. Squeeze and bring it around one last time, out and bring it in. All right, we'll do the other side, but first, giving the shoulders a break, let's grab that other weight that we have on the floor by doing a hip hinge and bringing it back up again. A weight on the thighs, going into just a march. Super important here. Here's the most important cue you're going to get on this one. Shoulder blades are back. You've got that neutral position, back of the skull to the tailbone, and you lift the foot. Heel first, then the ball of the foot comes off the floor. Just a tad, doesn't have to come up very high. The other thing you're working with on this one is keeping the toe in alignment with the knee and the hip. So up. And again, don't forget, it's just like walking. We're trying to imitate gait. Heel first, then the ball of the foot. And then switching sides. Up and up. So this is harder than if you were just walking. But if we can do it with these weights on the thighs, it makes it that much easier to lift the leg when you're out just walking about. Walk about. And up. Up. Couple more. Bring it up. Drop it down. Bring it up. Drop it down. Set a weight down. Other side we go. Here we go. Down, across, up to the shoulder, down around the side. If you want, if you're feeling very Hercules-like, you can bring it up higher, but that's not easy on a lot of shoulders. So don't go there if it hurts. Just go up a little higher and around, or just stop at the shoulder and around, or just stop at the chest. The one that works for you, where you're at. Remember, today is different than yesterday. Up. And tomorrow will be different than today, which means that yesterday will be different than tomorrow, right? Up and back. Out. Let's get the leg involved. Across. Up and across. Couple more. Squeeze it. Feel the muscles working all through the core. Last one. Up, over, and back. All right. Keep that single weight. Going into a straight hip hinge right here. We're going to do a lawnmower or a narrow row. Weight goes out front, bringing the elbow back as far as it'll go. And back out again. Betsy just sneezed. Bring it back, roll the shoulder blade back, hold tight, and back forward, forward, back, back, and then forward. So keep that shoulder blade back, keep the shoulder blades back, keep your spine straight. Your shoulders are square to the floor. All you're doing is bringing that shoulder around, elbow around, and squeezing. This is working the core as well as the shoulders, posture muscles, those muscles that work right between the shoulder blades. Again, we want to make those nice and strong so they pull the shoulder blades back, opening up the chest, keeping you upright, keeping the head up. All of that happens just because of this exercise. All of that because of one exercise. And release. Let's go to the other side. And other exercises like this one. Out. Remember, there are 100 exercises to hit every muscle group. We can usually find a way to get to just about anything, even with limitations. Roll the shoulder and back out. Up. I have my hand on my thigh to prevent my shoulders from twisting, because what happens is otherwise I'm pulling this in and the shoulders just want to roll right around. If I put the hand on the thigh on that opposite leg, it stops me from wanting to roll that way. If I'm feeling like I'm starting to do it, I just push back up through the hand. The palm of the hand out and back. Keep those shoulder blades back. Keep the chest out. The shoulders are square to the floor, parallel. The cat has decided it's more comfortable on the floor to just lay out. Again, if you want, you can follow her example. She's my modification model. If you can't do it this way, do it that way. Shoulder blade back and out one more time. Bring it back and out. Grab your second weight, please. Into that hip hinge. Weight between the legs. Up and out. So these are pretty standard exercises, but we're really making sure that when we do them with the weights on the legs, that we have our shoulder blades back, chest is out. You've got to keep this posture. You should be sitting out on the edge of the chair a ways out and up, out, foot down, just like we did when we lifted the legs straight up, except this time alternating out, tap the toe. Remember, knee and toe stay in alignment, up and out and back in. You will find that as you lift the left leg, there's all sorts of weight that goes into that right leg, from the heel to the ball of the foot. That's fine. Just make sure everything stays forward. That stabilizes you. As long as the toes forward and the knees forward, you're doing this perfect. Perfect. Don't let the shoulders come down, though. Out. Other than that, perfect. Almost perfect. Is that a thing? And bring it up and out and in. It almost kind of seems like an oxymoron. Almost perfect. Out and bring it in. Last one. Up, out, tap. Bring it back in. Set one weight down. Set it down. Set it down. We're back to a single weight. So we did that narrow row last time, or that lawnmower. This time we're going to do with the elbow back there, holding it there, doing triceps extension. Out and back in. Out. So what you are doing is squeezing the muscle in the back of the upper arm. Shoulder blades are back, chest is out. Elbows back as far as you can get it. Extend the arm out. Stop before you lock the elbow. So when you lock the elbow, that's going into a completely straight. When you take that weight back there, you should still feel the muscles working hard on this one. But if you lock that elbow out, you're going to lose the muscle being worked in the shoulder, the upper arm, out. Plus, you're putting so much stress on the shoulder, on the elbow, and not strengthening the muscles of the elbow out. Up. And just hurting that joint completely. Out and in out, and back in. Other side. Other side, we're going to do the same thing. Elbows back. Shoulder blades are back. Shoulders are square to the floor. They stay that way. Opposite hand on the thigh of that other leg to make sure that you don't twist. Out. Squeeze that muscle in the back of the upper arm and forward. Out. Hold it. Release. You want to make it a little more intense? Don't drop down as far. Just make little pulses. Because when you're hanging down here, no muscle is really working that hard. But if you take it up, hold, release just a little bit, and go right back into it again, they're working hard the whole time. Up and back. She's sauntering. 8 steps, back on the floor. She's out of camera range, but she is still just laying there. Out. Betsy, the cat I'm talking about. Out and back in. Hey, Judy. Welcome. Out and back. Out and back. Bunny, are you doing anything? Out and back in. And we're there. That's not Neil. Okay. Here we go. Hi. Funny things are happening. Hold on. I got to figure out where I'm at. Okay, 2 weights. Go back and get your second weight. There's all sorts of crazy things happening there. On the thighs. Heels up. Bring them up. Feel the muscle want to cramp up in the back of the lower leg. Those calf muscles are just going, ow, let go. So we do. Bring it back up. Take them to that point where they feel like they're ready to cramp, and then you can drop down again. Get them up as high as you can get them. Squeeze that muscle in the back. That's lifting the heel. Those muscles are the calf muscles lifting the heel up off the floor, and drop it back down. Bring it up. Back down a couple more times. And down. Last one. Up. And back down. Hang on to your 2 weights. We're going to the upper body. We have not curled. We need to curl. And we need to do shoulders. So we're going to do a hammer curl to the shoulders, up overhead, elbows forward, back down to the shoulders, down. So the way I like to do this, the way I like to do it, and you should try it this way too. Elbows are pointed towards the floor. We come up first in a 90. Stop right there when the elbows are at 90. Then I push, 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 push through the shoulders, lifting the weights up so they're right next to the head, and then drive up through the shoulders to get them up overhead. Back down, upper arms parallel with the floor, elbows at 90, bringing the elbows down to the side of the torso and back down. So if we do it that way, we are hitting the biceps, the front of the shoulders, and the rest of the shoulders and the trapezoids. Back down, elbows down, and drop weights. One more time. Up, push underneath, overhead, bring it back down, and we're done. Set your weights down, grab a drink of water. We're gonna close up shop here with some cool downs. Shaking that out, shaking that out. So we went upper body to lower body. We worked the lower body heavy, especially hip flexors. Hip flexors are made for picking the foot up when we walk. So important. For one, not sliding, trying to slide that foot along the ground and then just tripping or catching the toe on something, but also so you don't look old, shuffling, picking that foot up with every step. There is such a huge difference between picking the foot up and this whole, because weight always goes forward when you do this. And that's just asking to fall. It's asking for it. You're just asking for it. Fingers intertwine. Away from the chest. Palms away. Shoulder blades back, chest out. Bring the arms up overhead, range of motion through the shoulders. From the top, let's go into a side bend. Because we did use the obliques a lot, we want to make sure we get that stretched out, those muscles along the ribs, and from the ribs to the hip. Bring it back up on top. Over to the other side we go. And lean it. Deep breath in. Exhale. Coming back to the top. Grab onto the back of your chair. Bring the hands behind. Roll the shoulder blades back. Chest is out. Deep breath in and bring the hands to the front. Exhale as you bring the arms forward. Roll the shoulders forward. Let's do that one more time. Bring the hands to the back of the chair. Roll the shoulder blades back. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Once you've filled up, drive the shoulder blades down as you drive the stomach out at the same time. And exhale. Felt good. Feet apart. We're going to stretch out the inner thighs and the outer thighs by going down between into a hip hinge. We are doing a seated push-up. Let yourself come down. Keep the chin up. Keep the chest out. As you come down. And push back up through the hands completely. Feel the extra weight going into the heels as you drive up through the thighs to come back up again. So you're not using that lower back. Shake that out. Take the right leg, put it over the left, and just draw it up. Left leg over the right leg over the left, whichever. And then with the legs crossed, bring the top leg up towards you. Feel the stretch in the outside of the hip. A lot of the exercises we did when we were in the standing position at the beginning for the warm-up were all about the outer hips. So we got to stretch those out, the glutes, and relax. Other side, same thing. One leg over the other, grab the shin and bring it up towards the torso. Roll the shoulder blades back. Feel the muscle on the outside of the hip stretching out as you do this. The piriformis. And relax. Drop it back down. We're running out of time here. Hands underneath. Big deep breath as you come up overhead. Through the nose. Fill up the lungs, push out the stomach, and then force the air out. Especially when we do strength exercises. That's when we really need to clear the lungs. Up again. Deep breath in all the way into the lower lungs. Push the stomach out, and then exhale hard. Force it all out. Tighten up the core. You want to feel all that air leaving the lungs, so you make lots of room for fresh air. Bring it in. Deep breath in through the nose, pushing the stomach out. Slowly bring the arms down, down, down. Roll the shoulder blades back. Enjoy this. Just enjoy this. Enjoy your 3-day weekend. We will not be together on Monday, but we will be back on Wednesday. I will see you then. Have yourself a wonderful time. Bye, guys.